ideas about the evolution of living organisms developed gradually. The French biologist Lamarck viewed the development of the organic world as the process of gradual increase in the organization of living beings, their transformation, and the emergence of new groups of organisms. In the mid-19th century, the English naturalist Charles Darwin formulated the theory of evolution, explaining the diversity and unity of modern organisms by their common origin. Darwin's work on the origin of species by means of natural selection, published in 1859, determined the further development of the natural sciences. Darwin succeeded in explaining the unity of the world of living beings and revealing the mechanisms of the evolutionary process. He viewed evolution as a change in species variability during their development and adaptation to changing environmental conditions, the transmission of acquired traits to subsequent generations, heredity, and selection. Later, his viewpoint received numerous confirmations. Darwin considered variability and heredity to be the main factors of evolution. Variability of an organism manifests as a result of changes in hereditary traits, mutations, which can subsequently spread to many other individuals in a population. Populations of organisms in the course of evolution consolidate new traits, sometimes sufficient for a new species to form. At the same time, there is always an element of chance in the evolutionary process, which largely depends on changes in surrounding conditions and determines the further direction of development. Natural selection plays an important role in Darwin's theory. It is of three types: directional, stabilizing, and disruptive. Directional selection favors the preservation of mutations, for example, changes in an organism's traits. Under stabilizing selection, mutations only preserve traits important for the organism. For example, a specific flower shape in insect-pollinated plants remains unchanged. Disruptive selection leads to the division of a species populations into two or more. In some cases, so many changes accumulate in an organism that a new species are formed. In addition to three types of natural selection, the Russian botanist Takhtajan identified three types of adaptive evolution: progressive, specialization, and regressive. They are usually closely interconnected. During progressive evolution, the general level of the organism increases. A profound division and complication of the functions of its organs occurs, and the dependence of each organ on the organism as a whole grows. Progress can be seen, for example, in the appearance and plants of a leaf possessing the ability for photosynthesis. Specialization allows a plant to best adapt specific parts and organs to certain conditions. Thus, flowers adapt to specific methods of pollination, and the plant as a whole adapts to the dispersal of seeds and fruits and vegetative reproduction. As a result of adaptive evolution, new groups and species of plants appear, as well as their numerous ecological forms. In some cases, simplification of organisms occurs during evolution. In parasites, for example, leaves are reduced, diminished or undeveloped, and roots transform into suckers. In this case, the species may flourish, but in evolutionary terms, the transition to parasitism represents a regressive phenomenon. Along with variability, a certain biological stability of organisms also played a significant role in the evolution of the organic world. By studying individual stages and mechanisms of evolution, scientists are increasingly penetrating its essence, attempting to trace the path of natural selection at the molecular, cellular, organismal population, and species levels. In doing so, it becomes clear that mutations, gene recombinations, and variability are the main processes during natural selection. A living organism transforms as a result of hereditary changes, which can be transmitted from generation to generation and accumulate in the organisms of a population. Thus, variability and heredity are the main factors of evolution. The development of genetics contributed to a deeper understanding of the mechanisms of inheritance of traits and natural selection. After the work of genetics at the turn of 19th-20th centuries, the unification of evolutionary theory and genetics occurred. Cell theory, the laws of heredity, and the results of research in biochemistry, biophysics, and molecular biology in recent years confirm the unity of the organic world on the Earth.